You Deeds, Oren here. We are doing power rankings heading into the final week of the 2023/2024 NFL season. And man, is it coming up on us, and things are starting to shape up for the postseason. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Number one, oh man, I don't know if you can see that. It's the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, my lights are still busted, so still working on that. After all, I just got home from vacationing and going out of state to visit family and all that. Yeah, that's number one, Baltimore Ravens. So Miami Dolphins, welcome to the club of teams that just keep getting blown out by this team. You know, Lamar Jackson's MVP. Both sides of the trenches are great. The wide receiver core is, good enough, which is kind of the thing we were kind of talking about. Lamar has basically gone from like a running back type of quarterback to basically Patrick Mahomes. If Patrick Mahomes had a running back type body, and it definitely shows. So the Ravens have kicked the crap out of several good teams this year, especially at home. The Detroit Lions, the Seattle Seahawks, they went on the road and did it to San Francisco, who everybody thought was the best team at the time, and then just recently did it to Miami, putting up 50 plus points on them. I did catch part of that game while I was visiting my grandpa, and while we were talking, we were like, "Oh crap, oh man, yeah," and they clinched the number one seed. Looks like all throughout, at least for the AFC, and then yeah. And then you got the other team in the NFC who has clinched home field advantage in their conference. Number two, the San Francisco 49ers, who got another easy, as far as we can tell, another easy win. Not an exciting game to talk about, not very many headlines from that one, but we all know who the San Francisco 49ers are at this point. Several talented players all throughout, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Fred Warner, I believe. And then led by Kyle Shanahan. So they right now definitely seem to be the team to beat in the NFC, because they've also kicked the crap out of several good teams as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Number three, Detroit Lions. And where are they at here? Oh, yep. And number seven, the Dallas Cowboys. It could very well easily be the Lions being one of the other teams that have 12 wins, while Dallas is one of the teams that has 10 wins. But as the entire world knows right now, that's not how things played out. And I'm going to try to not talk about this as much as I can, because everybody else has beaten this to death by now. And I just want to take a second to thank everybody for contributing to that short that I made and put out right after the game. I recorded that before going to bed and woke up, and there was 2,700 views and several comments. So lots of controversial comments, both nice and not so nice. And I just wanted to say, after watching that game, I did see like the replay toward the end of the game, seeing what I suspected, and then I just wanted to really quick watch Dan Campbell's press conference live to confirm, pretty much what I suspected, and that's pretty much what I got when, with the repeated phrase, that was the explanation, referring to what the refs or the Jeffs told Campbell there. So I felt it was my duty to post that short out there and make everybody alert to what I suspected. And yeah, and I do not mind going onto the front lines of internet wars to go and defend my team, especially when they were wronged, when I know they were right. Because I would never post something like that if I did not know that I was right, because there was video evidence to confirm that Taylor Decker did indeed report eligible. So, and I knew a lot of people were going to disagree with me there and all that, but look at all the people who have agreed with me. Jackson Cougar Sports, Brandon Perna, former head coach Rex Ryan, and Adam Scheffner himself, along with another coach and another former lineman. So, yeah. I rest my case. A couple other things I wanted to point out too. Number one, I know people were saying, well, why don't the Lions just kick the extra point there at any one of those 2-point conversion attempts? Think all the way back to week 2 when the Lions played the Seahawks. They were in another similar situation, and they decided to kick the extra point there on that last drive and go into overtime. But the Lions never got the ball in overtime and wound up losing to that game. And I do remember seeing criticism going towards the coaching decisions for that. Maybe mild all the way to this date in hindsight, but I do remember there was criticism for that too. And then, Dan Campbell, who prides himself on being aggressive, did other aggressive things going forward, and that's resulted in a lot of wins there. So I just wanted to point that out for people who keep saying, why not the extra point and all that. It's probably most likely because they did that in Seattle and it didn't work out for them. So it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. And then, what was another point I wanted to make? Oh yeah, don't get Dan Campbell's address without his permission, and don't show up at his house without his permission. That's just inappropriate, whether or not you have good intentions or bad intentions. And then, yeah. Anyways, as far as the Dallas Cowboys are concerned, they did win that game technically, and they played well enough to win that game. The Lions played well enough to win that game too. It's one of those things where both teams played well enough to win that game, and their defensive lineman definitely gave the Lions offensive lineman fits several times. Jahmyr Gibbs got tackled in the backfield several times. And then Aiden Hutchinson himself got 3 sacks for the Lions, and then CeeDee Lamb had a monster game, which helped Dallas put up the fight there. But this was a game that I predicted a long time ago that the Cowboys would win against the Lions by a lot. And that did not turn out to be the case because the Lions defense showed up here, and Dallas has one of the best offenses in the league. And, Detroit's offense struggled in this game too, but it's not because Detroit was struggling. It's because they were playing a really worthy opponent there. So, I got nothing bad really to say about Dallas, and I know they're a controversial team by everybody, but that's that games like that are a taste of what the postseason is probably going to be looking like here quite a bit. So, and then of course Philadelphia losing, that definitely helps out too. So, Matt Patricia being on the Eagles is the main reason why I tend to still side with the Cowboys in that sort of rivalry. But the only Cowboys fans whose opinion I care about is my buddy from work, and I will probably see him next week when we return to work and everything. And then I'm sure, because that's what I'm really trying to ammo up for in terms of my arguments and everything. So, and again, like the short, I was one of the first ones to point that out because I knew that was I wanted people to be aware of it and look out for it. So I really don't care about the insults at all, but it is what it is. I don't mind standing up for my team when I know they deserve to be stood up for, just like anybody else would. So just remember all that. But the Cowboys beat the Lions in that game, but this could go back and forth. But I do believe the Lions have once again proved that they can compete with anybody. Just like they did when they beat the Kansas City Chiefs fresh off of their Super Bowl win there. But yeah, we'll see. Both teams are really worthy right now. Where was I anyway? Oh yeah, number 4, the Cleveland Browns. On Thursday Night Football, their offense did a good job smashing one of the best defenses in the league in the New York Jets. So I did catch up part of that game, and then finally my dad was like, can we just turn this off? Like, we know who's going to win. Let's watch a movie. He's like, all right, sure. That was when I first that first day that I visited there. But the Cleveland Browns, still great defense. Joe Flacco coming in to save the day for the injury-ridden Browns offense. And man, is he a story going on right now. And the Browns are one of the few teams that have beaten the Baltimore Ravens, and they might just be the Achilles heel for the Ravens if they do meet in the postseason. So, give the credit where credit's due with the Browns. Number 5 here, the Miami Dolphins. They did just lose to the Ravens, as we were just talking about, but the week before they just beat the Cowboys in a nail biter, so still they're still a worthy team in a lot of aspects there. And yeah, what else is there more to say about Miami? Their defense, we don't talk about their. I feel like we don't talk about their defense as much as they should, but they're a leader in sacks and all that sort of stuff, and a leader, and because the offense is so universally number one, that seems to be the focus. But Miami is another one of those teams that does appear to be a complete team, and they should be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. So, yeah, all these teams have clinched playoff spots, by the way. Baltimore, San Francisco, and Detroit have clinched their divisions, as well as Kansas City. And then, we're still kind of waiting on how the rest of everybody else plays out there. And then, yeah, number 6, this is where I put the Philadelphia Eagles, which is a rise, but even though they have lost again to the Arizona Cardinals, but then again, the Dallas Cowboys have also lost to the Arizona Cardinals too. So, but these two teams technically have the same record, and I know Dallas has the tiebreaker over them. But like I said, the Cowboys could very easily be 10-6 right now. But the Eagles, this is what you get for having Matt Patricia as your defensive coordinator, and just if you don't believe me, just keep going with him until you're proven otherwise. But if the Eagles can figure things out quickly, just like Nick Sirianni said that they were going to do, then hopefully they should be still one of the biggest threats to win the Super Bowl. But Jalen Hurts can't do it all by himself. And then number 8, the Buffalo Bills. They're just as hot of a team as anybody. They're the only team that I have on this power rankings who hasn't technically clinched a playoff spot yet, but they are 10-6 right now. And, to be honest, I didn't watch the Buffalo Bills. I have no idea what they did or how they did, but I still think they're one of the top teams, and they'll probably be in the playoffs. So anyways, number 9, the Kansas City Chiefs. They beat the Bengals, who are eliminated from the postseason without Joe Burrow and all that. But they kind of got off to a slow start to that game. I watched part of that game, but they did come back and win and get a statement going. Got the Broncos eliminated and all that sort of stuff. So the Chiefs, even though they're struggling right now, I still think once the postseason comes around, just because of all the success and experience that's been conditioned into their brains that they've had in the past, that the Chiefs will probably still be one of the biggest threats in the postseason. So, look out for things like that. And then number 10, this team actually appears to have clinched a spot in the playoffs as well. They got a Y when I last looked. It is the LA Rams, another one of the hottest underrated teams. And, Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. I'm sure Aaron Donald's around there somewhere too. Like, they're not the Rams from 2 years ago that everybody felt like was the biggest threat to win the Super Bowl and all that after getting Matthew Stafford. And then last year, Super Bowl hangover really caught them good, injuries and all that. But I figured, even though nobody talked about, the Rams would probably bounce back in some sort of fashion. And here they are in playoff contention, and they might just be the team that the Detroit Lions face in the first round home playoff game at Ford Field, which would bring Matthew Stafford back, and that would be a huge full circle storyline there. And then Jared Goff versus Sean McVay. Goff looking to get the revenge game at McVay for how he treated him and all that, and all sorts of possible storylines going forward there. So, and the Lions, it could have had a different seed and all that sort of stuff. Like, I'm I can't speak on behalf of other Lions fans, but for me, my only two goals for them that I hope they achieved was they win the NFC North and then win a playoff game. So, um, that's where I think my focus is on. And this is probably the last time I'm going to talk about the controversial thing that happened with them. But you know what? It was a big "I told you so" type of moment when I did. So, I'm going to respect Dan Campbell's wishes right now, and not let the Jeffs factor into that, because and plus I hear that Sheila Ford Hamp and Rod Wood are gonna have a meeting tomorrow on Wednesday, and who knows, that should be productive for everybody, hopefully. So yeah. And then just to recap, number one's the Ravens, number two, the 49ers, number three, the Lions, number four, the Cleveland Browns, number five, the Dolphins, number six, the Eagles, number seven, the Cowboys, number eight, the Bills, number nine, the Chiefs, and number 10, the Rams. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. And by the way, Mom, if you're watching, thank you for these cookies. I forgot how great these were. So, until next time, go Lions, one pride. I almost forgot to do the shield deck this week. Who is shielded from curses this week? Number 8. Who's number 8 on here? 10, 9, 8. The Buffalo Bills. Congratulations, Bills. If you get cursed, then this shield deck will protect you from that curse. And you won't lose or have anything bad happen to you because of the curse. And if you doubt the power of the shield deck, just remember Lions and Broncos. That was a matching showdown, and then the shield deck came out victorious. So there you go. Bye now.